I'm Rachel, and this is John reporting to you live from Baku, Azerbaijan for Cop29, and it is day 2. And as you can see from behind us, the atmosphere is much more intense and a little bit more lively than it was yesterday. And on the back of that, we understand now that registration numbers have jumped. Last week ahead of COP, they were sitting at around 50,000. They're now sitting at 70,000. That's an increase of 20,000 people registering for COP29 this year. Today's been a busy day, hasn't it, John? We started off with the opening of the World Leaders Climate Action Summit. And that kicked off with a really interesting speech by the president of Azerbaijan. Now, he very passionately stated that media should not call Azerbaijan a petro state. He also highlighted that Azerbaijan's contribution to oil production is only now sitting at around 0.7%. But interestingly, he also said that on the sidelines of COP29 over the next few days, Azerbaijan is looking to sign a deal with BP, and that's to decarbonize an oil and gas production facility. So, yes, also a number of international leaders speaking and visiting today, John.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the speeches are always really interesting because they really like set the tone for the entire summit, and they really try and galvanize the negotiating teams into action. Away from the set piece speeches, last night and into this morning, we heard that there was a sort of a breakthrough on the carbon markets, which is a sort of a complex area in the negotiations, but a really critical one. In short, it kind of allows a platform for countries to offset their emissions by purchasing credits. Now, that could be something like maybe a project to preserve mangroves or forests, and it also offers a way for developing countries to maybe get some much needed finance. But they've always been a little bit controversial, and there has been accusations of greenwashing. So this decision sets sort of standards for what could eventually be a UN sort of backed carbon market. But there really is a long way to go. It hasn't really been agreed on yet, and there's a lot needs to be done in negotiations to make that happen.
Ironing out the details.
Yeah. And the second thing was the agenda took quite a long time yesterday to get agreed. Now that can be quite common in climate talks because just there's so much stuff to really get organized. But it took a long time. They were probably looking for a kind of an early win like last year. It took well into late last night, so that tells you that it really is very difficult to get agreements.
That's right. We also did see the start of the discussions for the new collective quantified goal. Those started this morning as well. And over the next few days, we're going to be looking for more announcements on NDCs.
Yes, the goal is really the main overarching aim of the talks. They need to agree this very crucial financial goal to help countries tackle climate change.
That's right.
Trillions are needed. The previous goal was 100 billion. How they're going to meet in the middle is going to really be the defining moment of the talks.
Well, we'll be back with you tomorrow with more updates from COP29, so stay tuned.